Ladies and gentlemen, 1985 and Daniel, Division. You guys are a songwriter, a DJ producer who said we are putting together a project to contribute to music culture in a way that's useful, right? And you're painting a picture and creating an experience. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily believe you guys got to do a lot of talking. The music does the talking, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and I think depending on the type of artist you are, determines how much talking needs to happen. So I just want to say thanks for, allowing this moment to take place.
Thank you for having us, man.
Come on,
of course,
appreciate you having us.
Why did you guys name yourselves Division?
That's kind of what we represent. It's the lifestyle. It's the mindset behind what we're doing. We want to be separated from the pack, divided from, kind of go to the beat of our own drum, do our own thing.
Mm. Do you like to be called 85, 85, or do you like 1985?
The weird thing is I find guys call me 85 and girls call me 19. I don't know why that is, but that's always something I found.
Y'all both Jamaican?
Yeah,
I'm half Jamaican, half Canadian.
Half Canadian, half Jamaican. And you, Daniel?
I claim Jamaica because I came up with the single mom story. So
Right. So, Daniel, in your house, moms was playing them jams.
Mom was bumping them jams, yeah.
More, was she playing reggae music and soul music and church music? Or?
You know what, to be honest, she didn't play that much reggae music. I heard that in the neighborhood. I heard that, around the block, but she listened to like, Janet Jackson and, all that stuff that was popping at the time.
85, you, sir, was what was the music like in the house? Who was playing it? And
to be honest, I grew up in a really, really Christian house. So I was hearing every type of gospel you could think of, which obviously comes out in Division.
Yeah.
But then when I started to go my own way, I actually went to rock.
Interesting.
And that's where I actually started to teach myself how to play music. I saw Jimi Hendrix. I was like, I want to be like that guy.
Facts.
So I convinced my parents to let me deliver papers long enough until I saved up for a guitar and just started teaching myself how to play Jimi Hendrix songs, literally. And then from there, I started pretty much putting together bands with my friends. And I would actually end up writing the parts for everybody because I was the one who knew how to play everything.
Right.
So I would write the lyrics, the bass, the drums, the guitar, and then tell each person which thing they're going to do. So when I started producing later on, I was like, oh, I get this. Like this is what I used to do, but I didn't even know that's what I was doing. And so for me, my whole transition to being a producer came way easier because I had already done that work back in the day, but I had no clue what was going on then.
As artists that love so much music, right? How did you just, what was it that was like, no, here's the sound that I need to transmit?
You know what? Coming up, I wanted to sing. I knew that I wanted to sing when I first started hearing R&B and stuff like that and trying it at home, being like, am I good or am I not good? Like, and people reacting and, my aunts putting me on the phone with their friends and stuff like that. But, as you got older, you're hanging out with your boys, all that stuff like that. Singing isn't the coolest thing. So I started rapping. I was rapping. When me and him met, I was still rapping. I was still just spinning. That's what I'm saying. Hip hop was like our glue. But we definitely just focused on what I was best at. I think my gift was singing. And so the choice to do R&B was kind of like predestined, I think. It's funny because me and him met as rap fans, like rap dudes. Like that's our thing. That was like our bond in the beginning was music, and especially like rap music. Like we're on that.
Even the beats I used to give him were just straight rap beats. Like
yeah,
it wasn't this like smooth stuff we're doing now. We just kind of figured that out.
I like POV. I just like how it's interesting to hear a soul sample of Maxwell in a soul record. Like, I don't know if I've ever heard an R&B record use a vocal sample that way.
And I think once again, that goes back to like our hip hop roots. Because to me, I heard that sample and I was like, let me chop and screw this. And from there, it kind of took a whole different direction than what the original sample was going with.
85, what happened first? You met OVO and Drake and that whole thing in the music game, or they heard you DJing? How did it the relationship build with you producing? You know, so, I mean, you've done so many records for the team.
It's interesting because I know so many guys from the team, Drake included, completely separate of music. You know, just kind of knowing each other, like coming up. We were all doing music separately for a couple of years before we even kind of just like connected. I would say 40 was a big part of just like making all of those dots align, you know, because we all knew each other and we all knew that everybody was doing dope stuff. But
he's the brain. He's
but nobody
the brain.
was the one that was kind of just like, this is what should work with that. That was 40. 40 was kind of just like, oh, you know what? You should be at the studio when I'm at the studio working on this, that, and the other thing.
What's the biggest crowd reaction to a song off the last project, September 5th? Why was it called September 5th, by the way?
He had a beat that was called September 5th, and I remember I think you had Hold On, I think, already at that time. He was already had records with Drake and a couple other things, and I was like, listen, I don't care who calls. I don't care who it is. This song, I'm keeping this. Off just the beat. The beat just had me, and that's essentially what turned into a First Division record, because it's the first record we decided we're not going to try and get to somebody else.
Interesting.
And so we ended up naming the album after that record.
And that's because that was the
glue.
That was
like
the
that
moment
in time of just like,
you said, yo, this is
us. What we are.
You got that Grammy.
Yeah.
Did you care?
Of course I care, but I never really think about those things. So even when it happened, not to say I was surprised, I think I was kind of just like in the moment being as appreciative as everybody else watching it was. We had won for Hotline Bling,
right,
the song right before it, and Drake was still on tour. So they go, this goes to Drake for Hotline Bling, and then they just stopped. And everybody's looking around at me like, go up, that's you. And I was like, what? I had my phone out. I was on.
You're filming. You're like, yeah, this lit.
Yeah, and it was like, no, that's you. Go up, you know? So even in the moment, I was just kind of like, really? This is happening? And then watching it back, I can see how surprised I was, you know, on the way out, because I didn't even know I was supposed to go on stage at that point.
Yeah.
You know? But the overall moment of it, that's huge. You know, there's so many people that their whole career have never even been nominated, let alone win. And I'm doing it so early in my career. It's definitely a blessing.
What's the most daring song for the Division brand, I'll call it, on this particular album that's out right now, Morning After?
To be honest, the title track, Morning After, I think might be, you know, that's us a little bit outside of our normal comfort zone.
Okay. And why?
For those who knew Division before this, I think a lot of what they expect from us are these like really deep, sultry bedroom tracks.
That's right.
And this is the first time that we've actually picked up the tempo. It got a little bit brighter. There's a little bit of a Spanish influence in there. You know, we were trying some stuff.
Yeah. How hard was it to be on tour with Drake as a new artist?
I got to go out, open the show. All right, you know, let's win them over. You know, and you get to watch it. You know, you hit the first high note. You notice a couple people, oh, pay attention. Oh, okay, what's going on here? The dope part about it is that Drake, midway through his set, at the height of it, would leave the stage and let me enter again.
In fact, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
And I do the record we have together, Faithful.
Yeah.
And then it's like two completely different reactions, but people, you get to see people piecing it together, connecting dots, and then, you know.
You guys don't sound like you're in relationships.
Some people would say we're relationship experts by the way we talk on some of the songs. At the same time, you might think we're relationship failures by the way we talk on
That's
those
what
songs.
I got failure. I got, you're great at the beginning, the dating aspect of a relationship. You're great at like getting to the.
But hear what, this is my theory, and I tell people this. When it comes to relationships, only one is supposed to work.
Have you scared someone away, Daniel, because of that intensity, right?
No.
Nobody's ever been like, yo, you're moving too fast.
Usually the opposite happens.
He gets scared away when they respond with that same intensity and it just keeps going up there. And he's like, whoa, slow down.
So you're like his therapist, 85.
Look. We both get what we're supposed to be getting in the beginning. And then, you know, some people like to jump out the window too quick. Some people like to.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're the one that jumped first.
I don't jump out the. I don't.
But you had a parachute and didn't put a parachute on.
I don't.
She was like, "I'm coming too." She's like, "I didn't know you had a parachute." Wait.
Yeah, exactly. We planned to jump together. You didn't bring a parachute, and I did. It's not my fault. Pack accordingly.
Yo, wow. Division's here, man. You guys are kicking off a world tour. Division's in the room right now. It's Beats One. It's Apple Music. Now, 85, are you at all the shows? How does it work? Because obviously you do the music, but I don't. It's usually Daniel, you're up there, and the background singers and the musicians that are playing your music. But are you at all the shows, 85?
Yeah, the thing is, most people don't realize I'm actually doing all the sound for all the shows.
Interesting.
So I was literally on the boards mixing everything, making sure it sounds just like the album.
Are you guys going out with any support? Is there anybody that can?
It's just us.
I love that. That's dope.
Just us.
That's very dope. In the current climate of music where, you know, the barriers to entry are not as hard as they used to be. So duplicates and copycats come very fast.
They do.
Our sound and our songs are so personal. It's going to be pretty hard for somebody to kind of do what we're doing because it's so just true to us.
Yeah.